Hello. Welcome to Canada with Katy. We're going to talk about, I didn't really adjust the lighting, but I think it's okay. Tonight we're going to talk about the solar eclipse. I realize I probably should have talked about it before it happened, but I think I have some interesting info to talk about, even though it's past. So let's roll the intro and then I'll be back. Boom! Let's do this. All right, hello. Why all the hype? Okay, so it was interesting kind of because I was thinking about it yesterday. And my dad had said, is it weird that I don't really care about the eclipse? I'm like, no. But then I thought, well, let's look it up and let's see what most people think about the eclipse. And it is cool. All right. So here it is. Why all the hype with the solar eclipse? I got my info from these sites. I think it's Deacon or DeccanHerald.com, CBS News, and also Forbes.com. So let's talk about what a solar eclipse is. I mean, you probably know, but in simple terms, it happens when the moon completely blocks out the sun, revealing the corona, which is a halo of light around the sun's surface. That used to be a trivia question I would ask my friends when I was younger. So it's a big deal because a total solar eclipse hasn't happened since 2017. Although I thought it was the late 70s or something, because you like how I write this in there as I'm thinking. The next one will not be until 2024. Okay. So apparently total solar eclipses typically happen every 1 to 3 years somewhere around the globe, but the events are often only visible from Earth's poles or from the middle of the ocean. So that's why people don't really make a big deal about it, really, because like who's in the middle of the ocean to see this eclipse, you know? So according to I guess it's Deccan Herald, solar eclipses are worth the hype because it's a once in a lifetime event for many, and it creates lasting memories with a sense of awe and wonder. Ooh, fancy. It provides valuable opportunities for scientists to study the sun's corona, solar flares, and other phenomena, contributing to our understanding of the sun and space weather. Kind of cool, actually. And then some cultures feel a spiritual connection and or significance, symbolizing renewal, transformation, and the connectedness of life. Oh my God. How many times are you going to say that? Interconnectedness. Okay, got it. It attracts tourists to specific locations, which can boost local economics in those areas. So I'm going to show you. Oh, I got to take that off of the bottom. Sorry, hang on. Let me take the ticker off. Boop. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoa. Sorry, that one. I'm going to take it off. Let me show you. This is what an eclipse looks like. Ooh, fancy. And I'll share with you some of the things my friends shared. So this is where it went across the United States. So sorry to my, European friends or whatever. I don't have your, path of eclipse-ness, but here's where it went, and it was in these cities. So the path included portions of these following states. So Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, yada, yada, and small parts of Tennessee and Michigan also experienced the total eclipse. And then these are the cities. So I know a lot of people that went to Texas from here, from Phoenix. So I don't know if they went to San Antonio, Austin, Waco, or Dallas, but that's quite a few cities in Texas. And then I know my friends in Buffalo in the Niagara area. So I don't know if my sister from another Mr. Courtney McGuire and her wife, Janet, saw this from there. And this is where it's going to happen in 2024. Okay. So the last one was 2017. Now we have it this year, 2024, and 2044. This is where it's predicted to be. So mostly the upper Midwestern, kind of western part of the United States and Canada there. So it'll be over Canada and end as the sun sets in Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. Okay, according to the Planetary Society. Okay, so I can't remember. Oh, okay. So I'm going to talk about a couple of other things really quickly. So I went to reddit.com and one person asked, does anyone else not care about the solar eclipse? And then we got some kind of fun responses. In the Niagara Falls area, I don't like to question others' enthusiasm for things I don't care for. I also don't care about that no one gives a about is what it's supposed to be. LOL. And then this is another person saying, all the other commentators trying to justify their enthusiasm or lack of enthusiasm are missing the point. As long as someone's enthusiasm for something isn't hurting anybody else, why should anyone give a sorry, I had a spelling error there. Another person says, space is cool. Eclipses are cool. This is a once in a lifetime chance to see it in areas that are a driving distance away. So, I mean, the bottom line is so far, and this is the thing that I've been talking about with a lot of things, with confidence, with just really not giving a crap about what anybody else thinks, okay? If this is exciting to you, then screw it. Like, who cares what anybody else thinks? Like, do the things that you enjoy, okay? And here's some other comments. Even though it's for a few minutes, it's so rare nowadays to have an experience of awe and wonder that unifies people of all backgrounds. We need more of those. Even those rituals can look weird from the outside. For example, blasting Total Eclipse of the Heart on repeat. I know you're thinking of that, what that is now. Oh, I have a comment. Good. Okay. Pam says there will always be fun suckers. Exactly. Right? I mean, it's like such a pain in the butt. Okay. So not caring about the eclipse is fine. Caring if other people care is lame. So it's like really putting it in perspective here. Okay. It's a remarkable celestial event. Are you forgetting you're standing on a rock hurtling through space? Is it hurling or hurtling? I think it's hurling. It's an experience you literally cannot get anywhere else. You think it's just the sky going dark, but the other changes to the environment, which are so weird, are amazing. Like how everything looks when the sun becomes polarized. So here's cool. Here's the cool thing. Well, I don't know if it's cool. I don't know if you guys have been feeling it, but I probably should have done something about like the emotional like aspect or whatever of this, because I don't know about you, but I have been feeling all kinds of everything, like depressed, really, fussy, anxiety, unsure. I'm like, what the hell? And I actually did look it up and I forgot to put it on here, but my sign, Cancer, is supposedly affected by it, but it's supposed to be in a good way. So that is something that, yes, hurtling. Okay, thank you, Jan. I said that right. Please tell me I said that right. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the emotions and stuff. Like, there is something to it. Like, yesterday I was driving to an appointment. So I'm doing Toastmasters now on Mondays, and I get there around 11:30, 11:45 until about 1:30 in Scottsdale. And I was driving, and in Arizona, it wasn't a total eclipse. It was just a little one. It was just like, boop, just barely over it. But it was still a really weird vibe. So tell me, those of you that were in areas that there was maybe partial eclipse or something, the sky was just a little bit weird. It was a little bit off, and I felt just a weird vibe. Ah, yes. Yippers, I did. Okay, I know. I have such a problem with that sometimes. Nice English teacher I was, right? So listen, it is an experience you literally cannot get anywhere else. Oh, wait. I already said that. Dang it. The good news is it's going to happen whether anyone else cares about it. The universe is just that way. All right? So I'm going to show you some funny memes that I found. All right. This says, me staring at the solar eclipse, waiting for my superpowers to activate. Isn't that Willem Dafoe? All right. Dairy Queen says, it's eclipse, not apocalypse. Relax. I can't see the whole thing. That's the sad thing. Here, let me see if I can make it bigger. Relax. Okay, yeah. Me, after I stare at the eclipse and burn my retinas, but my eyebrows remain snatched. Do you recognize who that person is? I think it's from whatever that weird show is. Scientists, don't stare at the solar eclipse. You'll literally go blind. Me, LOL, obviously. Also me. I will have to admit that I did have a second of like, would it really hurt me if I just took a quick glance? But I did not do it. And I love this Leonardo DiCaprio meme that's everywhere. Me trying to look at rare solar eclipse. The sky is like, this eclipse is out of control. Meanwhile, it's Burger King. All right, I had to put this in here because it's from Katy, Texas. And everybody knows, what is it? Buc-ee's. I've never been to Buc-ee's. For those of you outside Texas, that can't make sense to see the eclipse tomorrow. It looks something like this. And then the last one, dad joke. Dad, can you tell me what a solar eclipse is? No, son. Now, that's kind of funny. And that's it I have for that. And then my last final thoughts are, I mean, I was thinking about this and it's like, it's just kind of fun to talk about because everybody's all in like this uproar and like, what's going on and where are you going to go? And I know people paid a lot of money to go places. Hopefully, and if you want to do that, that's great. More power to you. Like, that's fun. Like, listen, not everybody wants to go to Norway this summer. I happen to love it. Whatever you want to do, just do it and just do it with reckless abandon. Pam says, I went to Buc-ee's. Yeah, I haven't been there, even though I know I drove through there to go to Worlds that year in Texas. But here's my final thoughts, okay? Because I took it from, I think it's CNN. Why we are also moved by solar eclipses, a psychologist explains, okay? It's a collective sense of wonder. Across many diverse cultures, eclipses have inspired myths and legends, symbolizing moments of great transformation or power. It's kind of like reiterating, but with a little bit fancier terms. Cosmic events historically prompt people to gather, share stories, and marvel at the wonders of the cosmos. So now, what do you guys think about this? I'll get to the second one in a second here. Gian says, new Buc-ee's opening, Linda. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to have a party and go there. Buc-ee's. I know I got it. Pam says, the last total eclipse I experienced, I was a teenager. It was amazing, and I'll never forget. I know. So I think she said that was in the 70s, so that's what made me think it was in the 70s. And I remember there was one last year, literally around this time, or maybe it was in the fall, because I was on my porch, and it went like a little dark and stuff, because it was actually nice enough out. So it must have been the spring last year. And I didn't look up, of course, but I was like, this is kind of weird and kind of cool, you know? It gets kind of dark, like it's like gonna rain or something. Okay, so here's the other thing. It can remind us of the universality of human experience, okay? So think of it like this. This is cool. Each person might interpret a piece of music differently based on their personal history, emotions, and cultural background, yet the music itself becomes a universal language that transcends these individual differences, uniting listeners in a shared moment of appreciation or moment. So the solar eclipse acts on a grander scale, uniting people not just in emotion, but in a collective physical experience. How is that for a description? So GN says, total eclipse of the heart. Exactly. I know you guys are all thinking that because I mentioned that earlier. So that song has been going through my head for quite some time. So everyone in the path of totality will experience the same dramatic dimming of the day. So that path where the actual eclipse happens, the cooling of the air and the awe-inspiring sight of the eclipse itself at the same moment. So it's very powerful. But remember, this is my thoughts here. It doesn't have to be grand moments that connect us. Start paying attention to the little things around you. We can all find connections. We just have to think about it. So this is the interesting thing, because I was thinking about this today. And as you know, I always come up with ideas at the last minute. Thankfully, I can put stuff together at the last minute. But I was just thinking about the whole concept of why they're talking about the eclipse being a big deal. And whether you think it's a big deal or not, the big message is we should be really thinking about how we can connect to each other instead of distancing ourselves from each other, because I feel like in many, many ways we are doing that. We're not experiencing the things in nature that we need to. So maybe find those little connections. Maybe go sit on a park bench and have lunch and see if you meet a stranger and have a conversation, or sit under a tree and just listen to the leaves. go to a lake and watch the water. I mean, it's just those little things. So it doesn't have to be this grand gesture. It doesn't have to be this eclipse that happens every so often. It can be the little things. And it doesn't matter if anybody else feels like it's worthwhile or not, as long as you do. Okay. So, hey, you know what Sid Squatch says. The journey begins with you. So be good to yourself. And the Horgan loves you. That's me. So peace and love. And I will see you next week. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye.